Good morning. It's Friday, July 17th, and we're going to continue our discussion on action and duty with a prompt from the Daily Stoic, which reads, "Where have I abandoned others?" So I guess you could read that prompt and consider it from an extreme perspective, like a soldier going AWOL and abandoning his post. Although I don't really have that to relate to, so instead I really like the angle that Ryan Holiday presents in today's meditation. All of this work that we put in here is about making progress on some front, ideally on multiple fronts. It's about learning to live a better life, one that's more balanced and fulfilling. It's about making changes for and to ourselves that free us from unnecessary limitations that we've so often self-imposed. But with any change towards self-improvement, there comes some interesting and at times uncomfortable social dynamics. Not everyone is as excited for our progress as we would hope for. There will be the haters, the unsupportive, the judgmental, the jealous. The underlying reasons for this vary, but ultimately it comes down to an insecurity of their own. And I'm not going to try to justify that kind of response, but I do want to recognize that it does exist. And if we have very limited ability to control the actions of others, then we should instead be more focused on our own. So related to that, Marcus Aurelius advises himself, as you move forward along the path of reason, people will stand in your way. They will never be able to keep you from doing what's sound. So don't let them knock out your goodwill for them. Interestingly, the second part of that comment also comes back to overcoming insecurity, but this time it's our own insecurity. It's a lack of confidence that influences our behavior and limits the positive impact we can make with respect to others. In the context of self-improvement, after awareness has been generated, taking that first step forward is often the hardest. But then you begin to gain momentum and become determined not to let anything knock you off of those newly formed rails. Maybe that means changing the people that you associate with. Maybe it manifests as an extreme new intolerance. Just think of every person who's adopted a new fad diet. Maybe it means vocalizing yourself defensively in an effort to justify your decisions. And it's embarrassingly easy for me to generate those examples because I've lived through all of them. But in the end, they were really just artifacts of a false confidence. But with time and experience, I was able to find a more grounded position, one that was so firmly rooted in my own beliefs and practices that I could afford to be strict with myself and more tolerant with others. I was comfortable receiving that criticism. And that's why I write and communicate the way that I do here. There is no agenda. It's meant to be an authentic representation of what I believe, as well as an exploration of successes and strugglings that I've experienced. I offer that wide-ranging perspective into my journey so as not to abandon or alienate others. My hope is that, depending on the topic, someone will relate to a key point that they're grappling with and find helpful support or guidance along with that message. But maybe they're not ready to yet entertain that alternate viewpoint, and that's okay. For most of my life, I wasn't either. But our task here, as Marcus commented earlier, is not only to not abandon our new path forward because of the criticism we may receive, but also not to abandon those offering the criticism to us. By abandoning them, we forfeit the opportunity to provide meaningful support when it's ready to be received and is eventually requested. And that is the real idea of community over self. Hope you have a great day. Bye.